What's up, world of tankers? Welcome back to my channel. This is Top Gun-Blitz, and today I'm going to be reviewing and playing in the Annihilator Tier 7 Hibernation Heavy. So let's get this video started. First off, we're going to start off with some specs on this tank. This tank does 2700 damage per minute, which is pretty decent for a Tier 7 heavy tank. The mag reload is 13.58 seconds, and it has 3 shells in 1 shot. Penetration AP 184, APCR 231, HE 49. Damage AP 210 per shell, APCR 180, and HE 250. Dispersion of 0.308, which is average. Depression of 8 degrees, which is actually good for this tank. Mobility, top speed of 35, reverse of 15, average mobility of 23 kilometers, which is a bit sluggish for this heavy. If you want to play this tank, hold down and outrate your enemy. And here is the armor profile of the Annihilator. As you can see, the weak spot is the lower plate, sides, and the back of the tank. The front of the turret on this tank is pretty strong, and this tank usually gets a lot of troll bounces, but it is not a heavily armored tank. And here are some of the stats of the armor. The front of the turret is 200 millimeters, sides 80 millimeters, and the back of the turret is 60 millimeters. Hull armor 115, frontal 80 on the sides, and 40 on the back. And here are 2 games in the Annihilator showcasing the capabilities of this tank. And here is the first game in the Annihilator. I really thought that we are going to lose this game, but it turned out into a carry win. So let's get this started. As you can see, this tank is not a super mobile tank. It doesn't have the fastest top speed. I like to go to the middle of this map because there's a very good hold down spot for this tank. And I can help out my meds with the medium flank. And the gun is really fun on this tank. You fire once, and 3 shells come out simultaneously. For the most part, on this map, you want to go to this hold down spot in a hold down tank. As you can see, I haven't spotted any heavies yet, which means they are most likely not here. And I'm gonna go and try push up and help out my meds out. Unfortunately, we are not able to get a shot onto this Skoda. And I know that this Annihilator is to the side of me, so I'm not gonna push up. I'm gonna go ahead and hold this position and cover. And I see that my teammate is pushing up, so I'm gonna go ahead and push up on this Annihilator with him. And yes, he is still in this bush, he hasn't moved at all. And I penetrate all 3 shells into him. Get 700 damage off of him. This tank is really fun and overpowered in my opinion, and I would highly recommend to get your hands on it, even though it can be hard to get it. And just like that, we clear out the enemy Annihilator. And I know that the enemy team is on the heavy side, so I'm gonna go ahead and push around with my teammate. As you can see, this tank struggles to get to that top speed of 35 kilometers. The power weight is not the best. And at this point, it was going to be a loss for us because they have 4 tanks and they're really healthy, and we are about half health. I'm gonna push up and see if I can get any shots out into this IS-2. But instead, this Hellcat just crosses right in front of me, so why not just clear him out? I do not know what that Hellcat's thought process was. It's just funny sometimes to see how these players play. And I see that all 3 enemy tanks are capping the base. So I'm gonna go ahead and push up carefully to see if I can get any shots out. And I switch to APCR, and I get unfortunately only 1 shell into this E10. And I see this JP is going to push out, and I'm able to get a nice clear into him. And our stayer pushed up a little too hard, and he gets cleared out by the enemy. At this point, the only thing I can do is push up on this E10 and try clear him out before the IS-2 flanks and get some shots on me. And yes, I was right, this IS-2 is going to push us. And we get a nice bounce from him. And in return, we pen him 3 times, doing around 700 damage, which is crazy. This gun is really powerful on this tank. And my teammate clears out that IS-2. And at this point, I'm a one-shot. I can't take a shot from this E10. But I am able to get a nice clear into this E10. We get a nice victory. With 3,500 damage, 920 damage blocked. We got a class 2. It's hard to get a mastery in this tank because you can deal a lot of damage in it. And we do get top of the team. There's a second game in Desert Sands. And I see that we are pretty evenly matched, so I'm gonna go and help out the heavies on heavy side. And their heavies are in heavy side. I'm gonna go and aim in on the smasher, and unfortunately we are not able to penetrate the smasher, but luckily we didn't take a shot in return, and we are gonna go ahead and reposition, and we are able to clear this Hellcat out that just YOLOs into the heavy side. I do not know what is going on with these Hellcat players. Why do they keep on YOLOing and crossing in the wrong spots? At this point, we're going to push around on the left side to try and get some shots out and surprise the enemy. And yes, we are able to get nice 700 damage into this T-37. And he is cleared out by our team. And I do not know what is going on with this replay. I guess it got corrupted, and we are able to get nice 3 shells into this KV-2 and set him on fire. And we are up to 1700 damage already, and there are still 4 tanks left on the enemy team. We are going to push up and try get some shots out. And we get a nice 640 damage into that yo. And we go ahead and back up into cover. In this tank, as soon as you shoot, you want to back up into cover because the armor is not the best on the lower plate. I'm going to go ahead and push around with this Triff 74. I see this SPIC, so I'm going to watch him and make sure he doesn't flank me. And see if I can get a shell into him. And unfortunately, get shot by this yo. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get any shots in the shooting smasher. And yes, we are able to pen 2 shells and get 430 damage into him. And we take another shot from the Zeal. It's always important to save your HP for the end of the game. That way you have HP for these situations. And I aim in on the smasher, and yes, we are able to clear him and do 600 damage. And I'm keeping an eye on the Zeal, that way I don't get shot another time by him. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and try and chase this SP down who is farming our AFK SP. As you can see, going up this hill, this tank's power to weight is not the best. It can be pretty sluggish. And finally, we are able to pick up some speed and get up to 36 kilometers. I really love this tank. It's really easy to deal damage in it. And it's just a strong tank overall. And it's really fun to play with that 3-shot gun. And we're gonna load an HE. And we set him on fire and clear him out. We dealt 4,300 damage in this game. We get a victory and a class 1. Thank you for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Peace.